Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Nathan, and today welcome back to a brand new video on a channel that I've not uploaded in quite a while. It's been a minute, as the cool hip kids say, not me. So yeah, welcome back to Advanced Wrestling, and for people that are watching this on the Advanced channel, my main channel, this is just a promotion video. I'm not going to be uploading this wrestling content that much on this channel, probably just to promote the second channel, see what you're missing if you're a wrestling fan on my second channel, Advanced Wrestling. So yeah, we're just going to get into this. It is my top 5 matches of 2017 so far. Now, I'm not going to be super in-depth at this, because it has been a little while since I've seen some of these matches. I've watched highlights recently, but yeah, these are my favourite matches of 2017. Disclaimer, most of these are going to be from WWE, and other disclaimer, they are my favourites, not the best. In some regards, some of them are the best matches objectively of the year, but some of them you might not think so, but these are my personal picks for the top 5 best matches of 2017 so far. Coming in at number 5 was the Fatal 5-way match from Extreme Rules earlier this year. This was the first ever, I believe the first ever Fatal 5-way Extreme Rules match. It was on a pay-per-view that was good. It was a good pay-per-view, and it ended off with a really good match. This had some great spots throughout the match. You had Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt coming together and trying to defeat everybody else, just working together, and then like every single match, eventually they split and start fighting each other, which was, you know, it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, because it is quite good. You're always like, oh, are they actually going to turn on each other? Ooh, and then they almost always do. There was a cool spot where Samoa Joe had Finn Balor in the Kikita clutch near the barricade where the bell and the announcers sit, and Roman Reigns decided to trot over and spear him right through the fucking barricade, which was very good, and it came out of nowhere. And also Seth Rollins doing the frog splash through the table with Bray Wyatt on it, obviously, and that was fucking cool as well. The match ended with Finn Balor hitting coup de grace on Roman Reigns, going for the pin, looking like he's about to win, and then Samoa Joe comes out from the darkness and grabs Finn Balor and puts him in the Kikita clutch. Finn Balor passes out, and Samoa Joe will go on to Great Balls of Fire and lose to Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. That was fun. I feel like this match had a lot of just absolutely great spots, and I felt like it had a constant pace that was very entertaining, and that's why it comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have DIY versus The Revival versus the Authors of Pain from NXT TakeOver Orlando. This match came off the heels of the 2 excellent matches from DIY versus The Revival from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 and NXT TakeOver Toronto. In NXT TakeOver San Antonio, the Authors of Pain actually beat DIY for the NXT Tag Team Championships. These 3 tag teams decided at Orlando that they would have a triple threat elimination match. The winner walks away with the Tag Team Championships. So this match just was great, and the fans were into it up until DIY got eliminated, and as soon as that happened, the fans turned on it, but it was still a great match. Now, you had the amazing table spot where one of the Authors of Pain members got put through a table. I believe both DIY members are putting him through the table, which was great. There was a spot where AOP had Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano was about to do a suicide dive, and then he threw Tommaso Ciampa at Johnny Gargano, and that looked scary. He also had the bit where both DIY and The Revival were mixed up where Dash Wilder and Tommaso Ciampa did, I believe, the Revival's finisher, and then Johnny Gargano and Scott Dawson done the move of DIY, done their finisher. And this match just, I absolutely love it. It was the best match of that night. It had a lot of great spots, even though the Authors of Pain were greener than Hulk shit at one point. They came along, and I think DIY and the Revival really meshed them into a good tag team. They're not that great, and they are absolutely loathed by the NXT universe. I hate them as well, but I don't hate them because, you know, they're bad. It's just they're bad guys and they're good at being bad. So yeah, this was a fun match. It lasted 25 minutes. It was just full-paced, non-stop action, and I felt like it was very good. And it was also for the brand new tag team champions that were revealed before the match started. But it had some great spots, it had some great moments, and it just had a lot of great psychology in the match. And I hope that you guys have seen the match because it's very, very, very good. That's why it comes in at number 4. Number 3 is John Cena versus AJ Styles. Now, this match felt similar to a New Japan match. It had a lot of this same things where it's a lot of counters and kicking out finishers and just great in-ring sequences, and they didn't even leave the ring. They stayed in the ring the whole match, which I love that type of thing. I love when wrestlers don't even leave the ring and it can still be one of the best matches of the year. The story of the match was, can John Cena beat AJ Styles, who we've never beaten one-on-one? Can he do that? And also, can John Cena become the second person in history to win 16 world champions a la Ric Flair? AJ Styles brings out the absolute best in John Cena, and AJ Styles is just the best no matter what. He can be fighting the Blue Meanie and put on a 6-star match. He's just that good. AJ Styles just kicks out of everything John Cena throws at him, and you can just see there's so many good moments where he hits the AA 1-2, kicks out, and John Cena's just looking. John Cena has one of the best disbeliefs faces in all of WWE. His face, just when he's in disbelief, you actually believe it. And those two are having just an amazing sequence where they were trading not only their special submission moves, just trading off submission moves one after the other, just creating this amazing sequence. And it just really felt like a New Japan match, and it felt absolutely amazing. And that's why he comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne. I absolutely love this match to death. It is my favorite match from WWE this year. Now, this is coming off of their match from the UK tournament, which the UK tournament itself was absolutely amazing, and I absolutely loved it. And I love the final match between Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne there, the finals, which was great, and it culminated with Tyler Bate winning the championship, which was such a feel-good moment. And he's only 3 years older than me. What am I doing with my life? That was a very good match. And then coming into this NXT TakeOver Chicago, people there were super hyped and super into this whole match, and it shows with just them screaming through the whole match, just getting "This is awesome" chants, "Fight Forever" chants, UK chants, and just absolutely tearing the house down and creating the best match of not only that night but the weekend. The main roster looked just absolutely weak compared to the NXT show, like in in all, the NXT show was great, but this match just really just outshone everything. Just the style they worked throughout that match was kind of an indie style, like what they would do on the indie scene, and it just blew everything out of the water what WWE is doing right now, and it just puts a bad light on how bad WWE is right now and how bad their matches are put together and what they really need to do to start creating compelling matches, because do they not know how to put on a match anymore that's compelling? They do from time to time, but not all the time. They just put on an absolute clinic where Jim Ross and Nigel McGuinness were just screaming along with the fans. Just Pete Dunne doing the joint manipulation and, you know, bending the fingers back on Tyler Bate. It was just, it's gruesome, and it just makes him seem like a big asshole. The spot leading up to the finish where Tyler Bate does a dive over the top rope and just completely misses. Pete Dunne gets him into the ring, hits him with the bitter end for the 1-2-3, and just spots like that, and the spot countering the bitter end and then going into the Tyler Driver 97, just stuff like that just gets you out of your seat, and just, it's absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen this match, do so. It is great. That is why it comes in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, if you are at all a wrestling fan, and if you are at all a wrestling fan that doesn't focus all his wrestling attention to WWE, you know what match it is. You might think it's the first one, but I'm going to go with the second one. It is Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada 2 from Dominion in New Japan. The only match that is not from the WWE. The main reason for that, I haven't watched a lot of indie wrestling. I don't have access to a lot of indie wrestling. That's why this is really the only match from the indies that, well, you wouldn't really call New Japan an indie show, but you have to because WWE is the only place. Their match at Wrestle Kingdom was a 6-star classic. It was absolutely amazing. And if you like that one over the second one, that's fine. But I watched that from a guy not knowing really who Kenny Omega and Okada were, and absolutely fall in love with them. And then I watched Kenny Omega versus Okada 2 as a true fan of them, and it just blew me out of the water. There was no way that they could top the first one, and they did, which was fucking fantastic. What happened during this match? The first half of the match, which really got, you know, the only criticism I have with the match really relies around this, but the first half of the match was revolved around Kenny Omega working on Okada's left leg, I believe. Just working that through the whole match. He can barely do anything. And then just out of nowhere, halfway through the match, it was fine. It never bothered him again, which was very stupid. I didn't agree with that decision to just forget about the leg entirely, but it doesn't really take away when you look at the rest of the match. The rest of the match is so intense. They are just putting on an instant classic right in front of your eyes. The kind of the turning tide to put the favor into Okada, where he stopped really caring about the leg, where Kenny Omega got pushed from on top of the barricade to the outside, and Okada does a running dive onto Omega, and then he decides to do a running drop kick that looked absolutely terrible in the good way. Like, it looked devastating. He also had the table spot, calling back to the first match where Kenny Omega went over the top rope onto the table, but this one, you know, it was different. It was Okada doing an elbow drop from the top rope onto Kenny Omega, who was on the table, and the table didn't even break, which was the mad thing. That spot was great. It was the V triggers. Oh, the amount of knees, the V trigger knees that Omega did throughout all this match was great. He just absolutely demolished him with the knees. And the Rainmaker, like kicking out many Rainmakers, calling back to the first match where it took like 5 Rainmakers to pull away Omega. And just the amount of ways he was able to get a Rainmaker in, and the amount of counters to the Rainmaker Omega did, and the absolutely nail-biting one wing angel attempts where Okada kept countering and countering and countering until finally he was able to hit the first ever one wing angel onto Okada, the first ever time he's done it to him in a match. Hits him with 1, 2, foot on the rope. Oh, it was just the absolute most nail biting thing in wrestling I've seen in a good while. And the spot where Okada was about to do the Rainmaker, and then just out of exhaustion, Kenny Omega just falls down and he completely misses. And we had Cody Rhodes trying to throw in a towel and the Bullet Club members stopping him. Kenny Omega seemingly mounting a comeback and then just paw off by one of many beautiful dropkicks by Okada. And this all led to one final Rainmaker, and it went to a 60-minute draw. Okada wasn't able to get the cover. It ended without a fall, and we'll definitely have to see Omega versus Okada 3. Either this year or next year, it needs to happen. And I cannot wait. But anyways, guys, that is why Kenny Omega versus Okada for the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion comes in at the number 1 spot. Okada 2 now. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.